Hey friends, today I'd like to talk to you about the 7 reasons why I'm learning Spanish and why it's so important for me, native Russian speaker, to learn this language as much as possible. I've already made the same video in Spanish and I'll put the link in the description box down below. And now I'd like to talk to you about all of that in English. Also, maybe this topic will be somewhat similar to the topic in which I've been talking about why I'm learning Polish, but I think here I have slightly different reasons, because each language that I learn for many reasons, and also the Spanish language definitely deserves its own topic to be discussed. So, first of all, I'm absolutely fascinated by the beauty of the Spanish language. To me, Spanish is one of the most beautiful and musical languages in the world. I really love the way it sounds, and I also love how native speakers talk with such passion, speed, and emotion. I would really love to be fluent in this language someday. Also, there are tons of great songs and movies in Spanish. First of all, songs. I'm a big fan of Marc Anthony, Daniela Romo, Julio Iglesias, and many others, and I could listen to them for hours. I also love Mexican soap operas such as To Nadie, Sortilegio, and Spanish TV series too, such as Los Protegidos, El Internado Laguna Negra, El Barco, etc., etc. I can watch them again and again, and to me that's always a great way to pick up some pronunciation patterns, some grammar rules, and understand the Spanish language a little bit better every time. The next big reason I'm learning this language is definitely the great Spanish and Latin American literature. As you all probably already know, I enjoy reading books in different languages, and especially in the original languages. And I really want to learn Spanish as well as possible to be able to read so many interesting books and understand 100% of what the author really wanted to say, without anything important being lost in the translation. I'm currently reading this short book, Los Conquistadores de la Antártida, by the famous Chilean author Francisco Coloane. It's said here that it's nivel juvenil. I think that's something like a middle grade book, and I really enjoy reading it, but I'm reading it very slowly because there are many unknown words and expressions in this book, and I have to use my dictionary quite often. Another big reason number 4, is the rich history of Spain and Latin America, especially the pre-Columbian era. I'm very interested in Mesoamerica, and I'd like to know as much as possible about the Mayan, Incan, Aztec cultures and mythology, ancient pyramids, the myth of Quetzalcoatl, and many more. The next reason is kind of related to the previous one, because sometimes it's not enough for us just to read about history while sitting at home. It's much more interesting to visit and see the places of interest with our own eyes. So the reason number 5 is traveling, visiting Spanish-speaking countries. Until today, I had only visited Spain once, some years ago. It was a very short trip, but I love every minute of it. And even as short as it was, that trip gave me a huge boost of motivation to learn more Spanish. And of course, I would love to visit Spain again someday. Also, I'd love to visit Mexico and other Latin American countries, and not only to learn about the pre-Columbian cultures. There is another very important reason for me, because I'm a big fan of cacti. I have a small collection of cacti here in Russia. For example, Schlumbergera, Gymnocalcium, Mammillaria, Parodia, and some more. And I would definitely love to visit Latin America one day and to see how they all live in their natural habitat. The 6th reason I'm learning Spanish is exactly the same as what I once said about learning Polish, and I think this is true for any language we are learning. It's speaking, getting to know interesting people, because communication and friendship is one of the most important aspects of our lives. I've got good friends from Spain and Latin America, and I'd love to speak with them, and in fact with the whole Spanish-speaking world in their mother tongue, Spanish. And I want to be able to express myself on any topic that interests us, and to speak without long pauses, without that frantic search for right words or correct verb tenses in my brain, just to speak Spanish like I speak in my native language, Russian. I'd really love to achieve that level someday. And last but definitely not least is that knowing Spanish opens the doors to many other Romance languages, because they all have so much in common due to their Latin roots. They share a large amount of vocabulary, quite a similar sentence structures, some grammar rules, and knowing one Romance languages does make it easier to learn another. I'd really love to learn some other Romance languages in the future. First of all, French, then Portuguese and Italian, maybe more. So here they are, my 7 personal reasons to learn Spanish, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. Please write in the comments, why are you learning your target language or languages? Why it's so important for you? Maybe, like me, you're also learning Spanish. Why? ¿Por qué? I would really love to hear your reasons. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye!